Hello, this is Arash Vossoughi with Voss Coaching Co. I wanted to share a lesson that, if you really get this, will be so impactful. I get the question asked to me all the time, how do I get from where I am to where I want to go, and how do I fill in the gaps? It's such a great question. And, everything that I do and everything that I teach my students is simple. Complexity is the enemy of execution. I want to simplify everything. So how do you get from where you are to where you want to go? The first thing you have to know is, what do you really want? If you ask 100 people what they want, 95 will have no idea what they want. And that 5 that really know what they want, they don't accept the idea. And we have to know exactly what it is we're working towards. And that's why the goal achievement process is so misunderstood. See, goal setting is an intellectual exercise. A lot of us have been taught that since we were kids. We were taught to write down goals. But I don't want you to just write it down. I want you to know exactly what you want and understand your wants come from the essence of who you are. They come deep inside of where your subconscious is. Your wants are meant to be expressed. You wouldn't have a want that you wouldn't be able to fulfill. That's just not how it works. So you want to understand that and accept that idea right away. When you start deciding what you want, then you want to build a picture of what you want. When we build the picture, what we're doing is we're creating a new image in our mind, and not just any new image. We're creating the most important image in our life, which is our new self-image. Our self-image is the most important picture we have of ourselves. Once you do that, number 2, you have to make a decision that this is what you're going to commit to. And not just any type of decision. You want to make an irrevocable, committed decision that this is exactly how I'm going to live. And when you do that, you focus only on how you can, not why you can't. Now, it can't be a half-hearted decision. It can't be as soon as when things are right, I'll do it. No, it's this is how I'm going to live no matter what. We've got to get in the habit, all of us. When my life changed, I understood and learned how to make decisions. The only prerequisite to making a decision is, do you really want it? My mentor taught me that, and I can't even begin to tell you how many times he impressed that in me. Well, now that you know what you want, you understand that you have to go through the goal achievement process. And number 3, you make a definite decision. Well, now we've got to calibrate our attitude. See, we've got to understand attitude very clearly. Attitude is a combination of our thoughts, feelings, and actions. And attitude impacts everything we're doing in our life. Like, as you're watching this video, you have an attitude towards it. You have some ahas coming up, or you're rejecting it. You have an attitude towards the amount of money that's possible in your life. You have an attitude towards yourself. You have an attitude towards your friendships. You have an attitude towards what type of goals you set. So attitude is everything. So then we have to ask ourselves, this is where I am. This is where I want to go. What is the attitude that I must develop? So what I mean by that is you have to think, feel, and act from the person you want to be. And right now you say, okay, this person is very disciplined. This person is not letting the outside control them. This person is around other like-minded individuals. Right there's your opportunity gap. That's the gap. But we want to understand attitude a little further and much deeper. See, when you put a thought out, we said attitudes are thoughts, feelings, and actions. Well, when you put a thought out, it doesn't just go out in the world and the world gives it back to you. You actually impress that thought that turns into a feeling. So you're impressing it on your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind is your powerhouse. It creates 96 to 98% of all of our results, perceptions, and behaviors. Once you impress it into a feeling, that feeling goes out in the universe, and the universe will boomerang it right back of what's in harmony with that feeling. But the feeling is not just what you're doing. You're embedding that feeling into your body. What happens is, once you have your thoughts, feelings, and the third part is your actions, once you have it in your body, it alters your vibration, and the vibration dictates what you attract. But it's not just what you attract. Right away, you're going to start changing the actions you take. This is why we want to make sure our attitude is aligned with the person I want to be. This is where I am. This is where I want to be. Now, to be there, and the trick is, we have to discipline ourselves to only think, feel, and act like that person. Now, here's where discipline comes in. Discipline is where we give ourselves a command and we stick to it. We literally stick to it. And we only think of ourselves as that person. So what are we doing when we're doing that? We are operating on a completely different frequency than what our results are telling us. We're saying no. Remember, we said we've got to make a definite decision. So when you make a definite decision, you go to this other frequency. Everything in our life is based on a frequency. Every frequency is hooked up to the one above and below. The minute somebody says to themselves, they want to turn their annual income into their monthly income, the minute they say it, they jump to that frequency, but right away they drop down. So we want to make that new frequency your home, and that can only happen through discipline, through making that decision that this is exactly how I'm going to be. Once we do that, we've got to get absolutely certain that we're not going to let the outside control the inside. We're not going to let the outside dictate our attitude. We're going to let our want dictate our attitude. We're going to turn that want into a desire. Once it's a desire, it's an absolute done deal. We want to make sure we master this. Well, how do you master this? Discipline. Discipline. You say a hard no to anything that is not that. Now, most people, and I did it for so many years, I had to learn how to master this. But most people are letting their outside dictate their attitude. And we said the precursor to all of this is knowing what you want, but we have to calibrate our attitude as that person. And once we do that, you are on a winning path. Now, when you're letting the outside control the inside, you're letting the outside be the cause and the inside be the effect. You have it completely backwards. That's why Emerson said, the law of laws is the law of cause and effect. So we want to master that. Whatever we sow, we will reap. But we have to understand that we want to make our thinking the cause. It's always the cause. And we got to get very clear about this, and we got to understand this. We make the thinking the cause. We make whatever's going on the outside the effect. So when we do that, the only thing that I have to master is myself, my thinking. And this is where discipline comes in. So let's go over the keys here. Number one, we have to know, what do I really want? Number two, we have to develop an amazing positive mental attitude. And a reminder, what is attitude? Attitude is our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions. Number three, we develop consistent, relentless self-discipline. And I was just thinking to myself, God, I used to hate that word. Now I love it, because discipline is the prequel to freedom. I had a poor attitude around discipline. There's that word again, attitude. And then we think, feel, and act from the person we want to be. And then number four, we give ourselves a command using discipline that I'm no longer letting the outside dictate my attitude. That I am only going to express my results all day long like I already have them. And as I do that, I'm not just walking into the new person that I'm becoming. I'm altering my image, I'm altering my attitude, I'm altering my discipline, and what I'm altering is effortless success. And that's how you get from where you are to where you want to go. Now, keep watching this video over and over again. Until we allow the inside to control the outside, we're living outside in. And that is a losing battle. We have to constantly live inside out. Remember, you're thinking, you want to discipline. Most people are letting their mind discipline them by the outside. That's a losing formula. Most people are blaming. You know who blame? Losers blame. And if you don't want to lose, you have to stop blaming. That is a fact. So, however long it takes, it is worth the price. And just remember, to achieve an extraordinary life and a world-class life, then you have to be willing to pay the price. And what is that price? That price is whatever it demands. There's a gap right now. That gap is your best friend. Start filling in that gap through discipline, attitude, and definitely your thinking, and you're going to create a winning path. Thank you so much.